One of the scariest moments I've experienced occurred during a routine trip for our search and rescue (SAR) team. Every year, we venture into the wilderness for some light training and team bonding. It's meant to be a break from the usual hustle, but that night, everything went wrong. We were practicing some night exercises, refining our skills for rescue operations. My dog, Scout, was trained in cadaver and tracking work, and I had complete confidence in her. She's an exceptional partner, intelligent, fast, and dependable. That night, she caught a scent, and we ventured deeper into the forest following it, farther than we should have. The trail led us to a slippery creek bed, the rocks slick from the earlier rain. I wasn't quick enough to react before my feet slipped out from under me, and I crashed down the creek bed, slamming into a small cliff. I fell, landing heavily on the rocks below, and the impact was brutal. I felt my ribs crack and the world spin as a concussion set in. I had to get help. I activated the emergency signal on my GPS device, a tool we rely on to alert base camp in case we need assistance, whether we're lost or need extraction. I wasn't sure of the extent of my injuries, but I knew I couldn't make it out on my own. As I struggled to catch my breath, I realized Scout wasn't by my side. She was gone. Before I could think too much about it, I heard footsteps approach. A man stepped from the shadows, and instinctively something felt wrong. He wasn't concerned about my condition. Instead, he casually spoke about how often people get caught in the creek, how many had drowned during storms, and how treacherous the area was. His tone was distant, almost cold, and it made my skin crawl. I was barely able to sit up due to the pain and dizziness. The man crouched down to observe me, looking like he might try to climb down. His eyes, though, told me he wasn't there to help. That's when I heard it, the unmistakable sound of Scout's hurry-up vocalizations. She's an Australian shepherd, and when she's eager to go, she makes a series of sharp barks and trills that are hard to ignore. Her move-it bark rang out, and she was nearby. The man glanced in the direction of the sound, his face impassive. For a moment he seemed to consider descending, but then he paused. Out of the shadows I saw another shape, the imposing silhouette of Titan, our team's giant German shepherd. Titan, though fierce-looking, was incredibly gentle when it mattered. Upon spotting the stranger, Titan froze, his body rigid, hackles raised, and a low growl rumbled in his chest as he bared his teeth. The man instinctively stepped back, clearly intimidated by Titan's presence. But that wasn't the end of it. Next, I saw Ethan, one of our team's heavy hitters. A former wrestler, Ethan's strength and decisiveness were unparalleled in situations like this. With him was Will, another experienced team member. Both moved into position without hesitation, securing me with practiced efficiency as Titan and Scout stayed vigilant. The stranger stood motionless, just watching us. He didn't speak, didn't attempt to help. His eyes were fixed on the team as they worked quickly, and it felt like he was waiting for something, almost as if he was observing rather than interacting. Ethan and Will didn't waste any time. They quickly called for the ATV extraction team while securing me on a special wheelie, a device that attaches to a backboard, making it easier to transport injured individuals through rough terrain. As they carried me back to camp, I could hear the man's footsteps behind us, but he didn't come closer. He stayed at a distance, silently watching. Once back at camp, the medical team did a quick assessment. They cleared me for neck injuries but recommended a visit to a local hospital for further checks. At the hospital, the nurse mentioned something chilling. The area where I had been had a disturbingly high rate of assaults. It sent a shiver down my spine. I couldn't shake the feeling that the man's unsettling behavior was connected to those statistics. If Scout and the other dogs hadn't shown up when they did, I fear what could have happened. I still continue with SAR, but that night remains the most disturbing incident I've faced. The memory of that man standing silently and watching still lingers with me. Scout, Titan, and Max, the dog who was with me that night, have all retired now. Max, though smaller, had an incredible career, and he, along with Scout and Titan, played a vital role in saving me that night. Their instincts and quick responses, alongside the fast action from my teammates, kept me safe from what could have been a far worse situation. We never did learn the stranger's intentions, nor why he appeared when he did. We filed a report with the police, but as far as I know, it didn't lead to anything. It's unsettling to think he might still be out there waiting for another chance. I often think back to that night, the eerie feeling of being watched, the perfect timing of the dog's arrival, and the way everything unfolded in an almost surreal way. I may never have all the answers, but I do know this: I'll always be grateful for my dogs and my team who had my back when it mattered most.